Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your mid-August 2025 reading. We are going to jump right in here as always and see what's going on for you. You have this crown card. It says success and pride. You also have this wolf card. It says cunning and stealth on it. So yeah, I do like this because one thing I will tell you, Taurus, is like once we get and here you go. I was gonna talk all about abundance and how like once we get to the 15th, literally, and it like there's something about money for you, Taurus. Like again, I'm not trying to be overly dramatic here. I always say I don't think tarot just happens, right? There are things you have to do to make sure you take advantage of the energy, and that's what I preach, right? Because I want people to like live good lives. Obviously, that is the goal of this channel, right? And what I would say here is like I think there's a lot of financial opportunity for you this month, especially the second half of the month, and especially you, Taurus. Like you are the sign that has some really good financial stuff going on, and that would be my focus if I were you. You do have some love stuff coming up here, but again, if I were a Taurus, the thing, and you know what's really funny is that in the area of your closest relationships, you have the Nine of Pentacles, which is literally the card of being independent. It's almost like the reading is saying, if I were you, Taurus, I would be focusing on something financial, or like removing a money block, or fixing something financial. You have the Eight of Pentacles as well. So again, I kind of knew the reading was going to go this way just because of the astrology. Again, it's just such a good a good time for you to take advantage of improving your financial situation in some way. And again, I'm not saying things are like sunshine, rainbows, and unicorns, but again, there's a great opportunity for you to like really improve things. You do have the Emperor and the Empress showing up in this reading. Obviously we have the Emperor right here. So I do feel that there could be an opportunity for some of you to find love if you want it, or to find a divine counterpart. You have the Lovers, you have the King of Cups, which I'm pretty sure you've had like a King of Cups person lingering in your readings for a while. So again, if you want love, obviously I would put yourself out there. And again, out of all the signs as well, Taurus, the other thing I will tell you is that it's an amazing time for you for attention. Again, I think this is true for pretty much all signs because of Pluto and Aquarius. Like one thing I preach about Pluto and Aquarius is that we should be trying to get as much positive attention. Now, positive attention, right? We will see plenty of people we already see it. People doing stupid things on social media, like, crazy stunts and things like that, getting in trouble, right? And so that will work, but it will also lead to bad consequences, right? So we want to make sure that we're getting positive attention for good things, of course. But again, if we do those things, getting that positive attention, could lead to a lot of success for a lot of us. And again, that's what I'd be paying attention to here. Now, again, I kind of am getting the words like surprise money as well. I don't really think it's a surprise. I think this is more like you are surprising yourself with what you're capable of. But again, obviously you're going to have to put the work in to make that happen. One thing I like to remind people about the Empress, and the other thing I want to say here, before I get, I have all these things popping into my head, and sometimes this happens in a very energetic reading. So I would say, this reading is like very energetic, which makes sense because, we're clearing the retrograde on actually Monday. Today is the 9th that I'm recording this. This will be published on the 10th, and then Monday we're past the retrograde. So it kind of makes sense that you would be feeling maybe more energetic in the middle of the month. But the good part about the reading is that it's like the energy is flowing to you. The Emperor, he has this water. It's kind of hard to see, but he has water flowing behind him. And then she has this water that's flowing down, this waterfall on the side of her. And that's the water that flows to her from the Emperor. And it kind of represents the fact that to me, the reading is saying that maybe you're using a good mixture of your energies, which is allowing you to get more done. And I would definitely focus on that for sure. The other thing about the waterfall on the Empress is that it represents chaotic force. So she's not worried about the waterfall. She's not worried about everything that's going on around her, right? She is definitely a card of like focusing on what's in front of you, which I think is definitely going to be important for you, Taurus. You have the Ten of Pentacles as your crossing energy. The crossing energy can be what hurts you or helps you in a Celtic cross. I would say like both here, actually, Taurus. I don't think it's really hurting you necessarily, but what I think is that there's an alternative meaning to the Ten of Pentacles. It's kind of a little known meaning to the Ten of Pentacles, which is instead of this man being he kind of represents the inheritance, right? He's like the patriarch of the family or whatever you want to call it. And, that's why the Ten of Pentacles can be an inheritance. But there's an alternative meaning that he is a beggar and he's coming and bringing this family a gift. And so the Ten of Pentacles can represent hidden or secret information. Now, it's not hidden or secret. It just means that you have to go out and look for information. I'll give you a great example. YouTube constantly changes its algorithm, right? It's like, why do you think my channel keeps growing, right? I'm not saying this to brag. Again, I say this stuff because it's like, I struggled most of my life, so I want people to like not have to struggle like I did. And so it's like, what I've learned is that the reason I continue to grow and some other people don't, and no hate or anything, but is because I stay on top of it, right? I'm always doing research, always looking into what the latest changes are and like what I need to do to fix it. And so that is hidden or secret information. It says that if you're not experiencing the financial breakthroughs that you want in your life at this time, that there's probably information that exists. You just have to go and find it, right? And so don't be afraid to research and look into things this month. Next, in the area of what's on your mind, you have the Nine of Cups. Yeah, I kind of really like this. Nine of Cups is a good card for your mind because it is a card of wish, and it kind of says what you want, right? He is in perfect alignment with what he wants. That's why he's getting a wish on the Nine of Cups. So, but again, I think that's kind of like half the battle. When we're trying to create something or improve our finances or get something good in life, is knowing what you want. And when you're very clear on that, it makes it a lot easier to get it, which is good. That way, Again, speaking of alternative meanings to cards, there's an alternative meaning to the card. Like, the reason he gets what he wants is because he has these 9 cups behind him, and the other meaning is that he is a barkeep. He is deciding who he gives those cups to, right? So he's very picky with his energy. He's not just like giving it to everything. He's giving it to things that cause him to overflow. So again, that's, obviously from a law of attraction standpoint, if you're giving to anything that steals energy from you, that's a bad thing. If you're giving to things that fulfill you, then that's a good thing, right? And that's definitely what I would focus on with this Nine of Cups for sure. But again, just in general, very good card to get in this area of the reading. Next, in your foundation, you have the Emperor energy. Again, could be love, but I really feel, when we have a reading that has just the Emperor or the Empress in a reading, just one, it can say that maybe the other side is out of balance, or maybe this side is out of balance, right? When we have both, it kind of says your masculine and your feminine energies are balanced this month, and you can better, create, have, build, whatever it is that you're trying to do here, Taurus. I think that you have a better opportunity to kind of like manifest or create the things you're trying to create here, which again would be a very good thing. So yeah, I really like this for you. Again, the other thing is I got the word like surprise at the beginning, and again, I'm not trying to be dramatic here, but I would just, he has his armor on underneath his cloak here, but he's sitting down. And part of the Emperor is that when an opportunity presents itself, he takes it. He doesn't like wait, right? I think that is also kind of like what that surprise message is. Maybe it's not really a surprise, but it's like maybe you're getting a random work opportunity, or maybe your boss, it's also kind of popping into my head that like if you feel like you should speak up, don't hold back. And what I mean by that is, especially in work or business this month, like if you hear your boss saying something like, oh, we need someone to do this, like don't be afraid to like volunteer, right? Because I feel that there could be those like more, like, I don't know that it's a subtle opportunity, but it might be one of those things where the universe is like, hey, I'm bringing this opportunity, but you have to claim it. You have to be the one, you have that crown card that says success and pride. But it's like sometimes I think crowns in the tarot, they can represent achievements and things like that. But sometimes I think that they basically say you need to claim your crown or you need to claim something. Like they can be a symbol of that to me as a reader. And so I would like, speak up. Next, in the area of your past, this is the energy that you're moving past. You have this miracle creation card and this true future card. It's kind of funny as well that I feel for you, Taurus, that you're no longer like waiting for a miracle. But this is like a good thing. I feel like you are in this place where you're deciding that you're going to create your own miracles, which is like true empowerment, and that's what I kind of the feeling, that's like one of the best things I think you could do. Again, one of the things I always try to say to Taurus, like I think if Taurus could work on their, I don't want to say self-confidence. I don't know if that's the right word, but their, how you believe in yourself. I think if Taurus could be, more confident, maybe, even though I just said that was the wrong word, believe in yourself more. It's like that. It's almost like those are the things that the universe is trying to get you to do, is like create your own miracles. And But I also like that this is coming up in the past, because it kind of is saying to me that you are doing that, that you are saying like, no, I'm going to take control of my future. I'm going to make things happen, right? And obviously that would be great. You also have the Five of Pentacles. Again, I think you're leaving this, poverty consciousness in the past with the Five of Pentacles at this time. Again, if you can't tell, I feel very excited about this reading here, Taurus. Probably one of the better readings that I've done for you in a while. Now, again, I'm not saying like things are sunshine, rainbows, and unicorns. Obviously, that's not the time that we're in right now. But doing this work that we're talking about here is going to really lead to a lot of improvements for you. I said money blocks at the beginning of the reading as well, because this right here is actually an anchor that's being formed in the window here. And, it can kind of represent something that's anchoring you, something that's like holding you down, right? And the whole point of the Five of Pentacles is to not call attention to your weaknesses and to focus on your strengths. So I feel that, the more you can focus on your strengths, the better with the Five of Pentacles. The more you can focus on, the things that you're good at, the better. But I also feel that, again, removing money blocks, working on those times where you say you can't do something, or, working on how much you believe in yourself, like all that is going to be important with this card, is kind of what I feel. Next, in the area of the very near future, you have this helping hand card. It says, here you go. It says the universe is helping you find something you need that will lead to your next steps. I really do feel the universe is kind of like on your side in this reading. You have this infinite possibilities card. It says you're on the right path. Favorable energies are guiding you at this time. Again, very good reading. Probably one of the better readings that you've had with me in a while. That hand is reaching towards the star. I think all fixed signs need to reach towards like a star or two. I think all fixed signs should maybe have a North Star, have that, one thing that you try to accomplish or achieve, or something that you really go for. And, this could be like a big goal, wish, or dream. And, that's what I would be working on here with these two cards. You have the Page of Swords here. This is also coming up in the area of the very near future. He's looking over to the Ten of Pentacles and the Empress. Again, the Page of Swords is my card of curiosity, right? Ten of Pentacles. I would be doing your research, especially if you're, it's clear to me this is a financial reading. It was, and it was obvious based off your astrology from literally the 15th to the end of the month. It's very obvious that you could be, at least to me, maybe not to other people, but, it's obvious to me that you're focused on, kind of like improving your finances, or doing something to improve your stability. And again, even if your money is fine, again, you could still be improving it, or you could be focusing on stability in some other area of your life. But I think looking into things, doing your research is going to be the thing that leads to the most success with that Ten of Pentacles, because, again, Ten of Pentacles is kind of like really looking for information that can help you the most. And that's what I would pay attention to with the Page of Swords, is like research. Next in your outcome row, you have this beautiful Uncaging card and this Tall Tale card. The beautiful Uncaging card is like being more open to your heart, which, is again a major theme for you, Taurus. It comes up almost in every single reading for you. So I think a lot of you are maybe focusing on doing things that you're, that are more heart-based connection. The Tall Tale card is, again, I feel like I've said this to you before, that you need to brainwash yourself a little bit. I think when we do things like, affirmations, or when we do a money block, our brain is telling us you're lying, right? It's like, if this is what you've experienced for a very long period of time, is, struggling or having a hard time or whatever, then if you start talking to your brain and telling a story of things being better, your brain is like going to be like, no, you're a liar, right? So sometimes I think we have to just keep telling the story that we want to live it. And, that's what I would do with those cards. Next, in the area of the next few months, you have the Lovers. So definitely could be love if you want it. You do have the Emperor and the Empress, so, again, pretty good. Even the Ten of Pentacles can be very good for a love connection. So if you want love, it's here. The Lovers can also represent being on a new path. And again, I think financially, there could be a lot of like positive financial movement in new directions. But it's probably going to be you doing things, like, I don't even think it's you doing things new, like anything necessarily new, although it could be. I think that what's different for Taurus is it's like you're more doing the things that you didn't think you could do, right? Or it's like you're doing things that you've always dreamed of doing in work or business or career. It's like those whatever you feel like has blocked you. It's like you're overcoming those blockages and going down that path, which I think could be very good. Next, in the area of your closest relationships, you have the Nine of Pentacles. And again, Nine of Pentacles can represent independence, of course, or being, focusing on your independence, which I think would be a good idea with this card. And like I said it when we started the reading, that maybe you are more independent. This is the area of all relationships, not just love or anything. But I feel like you could be focusing on all your connections this month. And number one, I would. Number one, I think that, this isn't saying you have to be alone or anything like that. But the Nine of Pentacles is independence. She's focusing on her own environment. She's more focused on surrounding herself with a very positive energy. She's a card of gratitude and luxuries, just like the Empress. The Empress is you. I didn't even say that. And, showing up as the major arcana version of yourself really puts you in a position of power and strength. The Nine of Pentacles is kind of like pre-Empress energy. So again, more of your energy, more energy that Taurus likes. And I think that if you could surround yourself with just energy that you like and, things that bring in joy, peace, happiness, all that other stuff, that you're going to have a great time this month. And that's what I would focus on. Now, again, this doesn't mean you have to be alone this month. And as a matter of fact, I think when we do focus on ourselves, like in the positive, like this, we do attract like good people, right? But, I think this needs to come first. Next, in the area of your future feelings, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Again, kind of makes sense because, with a reading like this, I think when things are working, it will make you want to work more, right? So he's very focused, and, this is a card of like straightforward, diligent work. He's working on one thing, those Eight Pentacles, and he's getting a result. It's also a card that can represent material success on the horizon. So there's definitely success coming in for you with the Eight of Pentacles, which is good. And I think you could be creating more success as well, which is also good with this card. But, he's kind of like doing straightforward, diligent work, right? He's just working on one thing and getting a result. So I feel that you're probably going to feel very motivated to work and get results, right? Next, you have the King of Cups as your outcome. King of Cups can, number one, be a person. If you're attracting love, sure, could be a person. But the King of Cups is also your emotions. And I feel that you need to allow your emotions to like guide you this month. He's sitting in the middle of a deep ocean, but he is perfectly fine. Like, he's not worried about what's going on around him. So I feel like using your emotions and like making sure that you're staying in a positive emotional place is going to be a good thing for you at this month, Taurus. But let's see what's going on here for you. With the Empress and the Ten of Pentacles, you have the King of Wands. Yep, like being bold, being assertive. This comes up for you every single reading. Anything that you want, you're going to have to like really make it happen. He also has this like lizard right here. It's supposed to be salamander. He has these salamanders on his cloak, and it represents protection from fire. I feel that you do need to realize that you are protected at this time from anything that you're doing. So if you are like trying to do something with your life, that you should really like, don't be afraid of those risks, and don't be afraid of putting yourself out there and all that other good stuff. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Eight of Wands. Yes, very good. Because the Eight of Wands is about being single focused, right? All those 8 wands are pointing in one direction. And this is coming up in the area of what's on your mind. So focusing on the things that you want to see, focusing on how you want your life to actually be is going to be important. I would also say that your self-talk, like how you talk to yourself, how you believe in yourself, all that other stuff is also going to be important with the Eight of Wands. So I would make sure that you are speaking, positivity and, positive things into existence right here with the Eight of Wands and the Nine of Cups. With the Emperor, you have the Ace of Wands. It's like, this is the, spark of life right here. It's like the Emperor, and the Empress can be birth. And the Ace of Wands can also represent like out with the old in with the new. But, I would say like the Ace of Wands is a spark of hope or a spark of inspiration. It's that initial spark of something, the initial starting point. And I feel that a lot of you are clearly starting something new. You literally could be building like a new castle, right? The castle back here is crumbling, and you could be building something new that's going to, provide for you for a long time. Ten of Pentacles, you always get the Ten of Pentacles with me. It makes sense because we had Uranus and Taurus. Ten of Pentacles is building, leaving a legacy. This is a major focus for Taurus for a long, will be still. Even though Uranus is out of Taurus, doesn't matter. I still think you're going to be focused on this for a long time. So I feel like you're focusing on, building security, long-term security, all sorts of stuff. The Ace of Wands can be a little bit unexpected. And again, it's funny that I said the opportunity thing with the Emperor card. This is just a spark, It's like you have to keep putting wood on a fire when you just spark it, right? And so I definitely get that feeling here, where if you're getting any opportunities that could improve your finances or any like surprise money opportunities, it's like you have a lot of cards here that really could represent like a windfall of cash. Like I'm not saying it's like billions of dollars, but it could be enough to really help you out, right? And so if you get any random opportunities in work, I would take them. With the Five of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Wands. Again, pretty good because you're going from the Queen to the King. The Queen to the King right here. The Queen of Wands is about learning as you go. The Queen of Wands in the past position can say that you have been going through a period of time in your life where you've probably had to learn as you go. Maybe you feel like you didn't have all the answers, or maybe you feel like you didn't know what you were doing. And I kind of feel the King of Wands is talking about being a little bit more sure of yourself, or being I feel you are a little bit more sure of your direction, right? With the Page of Swords, yes, you have the Nine of Pentacles again. So many cards of focus as well now. Eight of Wands, Ace of Wands, Page of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles twice. She has this Falcon right here. And so the Falcon represents the fact that she is training her focus. She is training her brain what to focus on. And she knows she has to focus on gratitude, luxury, the nicer things in life. Like she has to make those energies her focus so that she can attract things into her life to be grateful for in the first place. But she also has to be grateful before she can be grateful, right? And so I feel a lot of you, especially with this coming up in the area of what's on your mind, it's like focusing on those energies, like just being grateful, being in a good energy. Nine of Pentacles is all about like heaven on earth. Like even if you don't have heaven on earth, how can you make yourself feel like you have a little slice of heaven on earth? And I would be focusing on that. With the Lovers, you have the Five of Swords. I actually don't feel bad about this. Five of Swords can be a breakup and a separation, but I would say you probably would already know if you're going through that, obviously. I think for most of you, this could say that in the future, because this is the area of the reading that represents the next few months, I feel like it's saying that some of you could be taking a risk on love. We do see a little bit of risk-taking here. King of Wands, with the Salamanders, can represent taking a risk. So some of you, I just feel, could be taking a risk in love. Let's see. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Pentacles again. Yes, again, this, really, sure, there could be love in the future, but it's like right now, I feel this week, or I should say the next 2 weeks, from the middle of the month till the end of the month, you are focused on building something, or you are focused on creating something that could really support you, financially for a long time. So I feel very good about this here, Taurus. It looks very good. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Two of Swords. Yeah, I wouldn't hesitate, right? That's like the one warning that's coming up is Two of Swords is like, sometimes I feel in a situation like a reading like this, it's basically saying you don't need something to look perfect. It's like sometimes I think we can attract an opportunity. It's close, but maybe it's not perfect. I feel this is saying don't try to not accept an opportunity because it's not like 100% perfect, right? The Two of Swords says be a little bit flexible. With the King of Cups, you have the Page of Pentacles. Yes, definitely could be a new person coming in for you. Like I said, I think that if there is a new person coming in for you, it'll probably be in the future, because that's basically what I feel. You have this harp card that has great happiness on it. Yes, I think you will be very happy with this. This is a very good reading. Like I said, now it's not easy. You're going to have to put in the work, but I think you will be happy that it's like, this is work that's worth it, right? That's the other thing as well. Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, Nine of Cups. Empress even, this is fulfilling work. This is you doing the type of work where you don't feel exhausted after, right? So that should be a clue. If you're doing things and you're feeling exhausted, probably a bad idea. But the things that make you feel good, good idea. You have this casket card that says someone going out of your life or the end of a situation. Yeah, I don't know. You've had this, though, for like weeks where I don't even think this is love. I think that some of you could just be, transitioning people out of your life, and that's it. You have this January card and this rat card. It says someone working against you behind your back. Now, this energy is very common. We had this Mercury retrograde, or, if you're watching this before the 11th, we have this Mercury retrograde, and it's retrograding where Mars went retrograde in Leo last year into this year. And so, it's kind of like calling back that Mars retrograde energy. I would definitely say almost everyone who has had something like this, it's basically said until, the beginning of the year, next year, we should be avoiding toxic people, plain and simple. You have another card that says crown on it. It says honor and respect will come to you. The other one says, the other crown card says success and pride. So clearly you could be claiming some sort of crown here. Finally, you have this tower card that says solid foundation, success with effort. Yeah, the whole entire reading said all that, right? So, there you go. Very good reading, Taurus. Probably one of the better ones I've seen in a while for you. I like it, this energy. So, yeah, love it. Thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.